Welcome back to Kyalami, the Grand Prix of Entertainment. We're here for the second race of the Italian and international superstars. There's a couple of championships that have been wrapped up here today, including the international superstars title going to Tom Biaggi in race number 1. It's now time for race 2, and all the cars out on the grid. You can see in the background there, it is Superstars weekend here at Kyalami as part of the West Bank Super Series, and all of those titles are now done and dusted. There's only one more race to go. It is the Italian Superstars, and they are almost ready to go and do battle.
Right, getting closer to our start time, and people are being ushered off the grid, and we've got that board going up, and we'll be racing very, very shortly. As Greg intonated, it'll be a rolling start once again for the Superstars. Pace car will get out, also a nicely turned out Mercedes, it looks like, over there as well on the start grid. So, Bossi on row 5, Garuta, and of course the inverted grid as it stands. Remember, we've already got a championship in this. It's all to play for in South Africa for second, possibly third. So the top 5 is going to be quite interesting, and there's no doubt about that.
As the lights go out, we are racing. A great drop off the line for Pigoli. Pigoli got a great start. Can he go around the outside and get the whole shot? Yes, he can, but it looks like Sini's going with him. Ferrara with a very good start. Gets ahead of Tom Biaggi. And look at that, around the outside, Sini getting it sideways in the Mercedes-Benz. Pigoli leads out. It's the Jaguar in second. Sini in third. Tom Biaggi sneaking through into 4th place and outdoing Herbert. And Ferrara gets pushed wide as they come out. We're on board now with Johnny Herbert. Look for the Mercedes-Benz on the right-hand side. And once again, the red rocket is blown. The 35 car, unfortunately, of Campidelli is out.
Yeah, and it looks like he's dropping oil. They're getting yellow flags going on. He pulls up to the side. Oh, there's been an impact here. There's been a huge impact. Campidelli, the Audi RS4, and I'm just trying to get an identification on that other...
I think it's Romanini. Romanini in the Mercedes-Benz is the other man that's out there. So the Carl Racing team have already lost one of their cars. Both of those cars out at turn 3. The rest of the field comes streaming through. Herbert absolutely flying at the moment, trying to get onto the back end and look for a way past the M3. M3 goes on the inside, goes defensive. Herbert can't find a way past him just yet. Tramontossi, oh no, not again. Tramontossi, another dismal outing there for him. He spun out twice in the first race, and it looks like he's not even going to complete race 2. And could that be Bonamico? I'm going to put money on it's Bonamico. Yes, indeed. It is indeed Bonamico. This time out, Federico Bonamico getting it wrong. But now we're back with Ferrara in the bowl, right on Johnny Herbert's tail.
Yeah, Herbert will come under pressure very shortly. He's not going to get dropped off this too quickly. On board with Caruta, that's the female racer from Italy who is in that pink AMG. Fantastic that she's in here. Also had a nasty scare in the first. Yeah, it's Doniso, big problems. Car 36, another one. Well, looks like we're having major drama right now in race 2.
Safety car is going to be put out. I think we're going to be looking for a safety car at any stage now. The cars have all gone through possible safety car, waiting to see what's going to happen. Oh, and Sini runs wide through turn 2. That is a very dangerous part of the circuit to lose, and in fact there's oil all over the circuit there. They are going to have to do something about that. You can see 3 or 4 cars running wide. Brandon Orby saw the change of surface flag. He didn't run wide, and he's now all over the back looking for a way through. He is onto the back end of Ferrara. So a man who was in 2nd place in race 1 is under pressure from the South African. Sini's just ahead of them. That's the 48 Mercedes-Benz, the Silver Dream racer. They're in what is 5th place on the road.
And Biaggi is going backwards. Started on pole, he's back to 4th at the moment. And I think that you're quite right. I think that we've got some oil down there. There's a change of surface going on. The only man that's going to know what's going on here, because he's constantly in with the information in regard to the marshals, is Brendan Orby, very experienced as well. So he might be the one to see or push the envelope a bit more than the others.
I think he's got to go all out and push the envelope. There you go, Carl Racing machine parked on the sideline. Romanini's car, and the Michelin tire has absolutely exploded on that car. You can see the mag wheel that they raced, those racing mags absolutely trashed. Now at the front end, Pigoli leads out. It's Romagnola in 2nd place in the Jaguar, and right on their tail comes Johnny Herbert. So they must ride into Sunset Corner, heading up towards Clubhouse. Good drive here from Herbert. Herbert has the line blocked though. Pigoli saw him coming. He was going to go up the inside. Pigoli slammed the door. Once again, Herbert seems to have a little bit more drive. And it looks like he wants to try and get the double here at Kyalami. He goes through the S's, putting the pressure onto Pigoli. Pigoli soaking that pressure up right now, but how much longer can he take the force that's coming from behind from that Chevrolet? Look at how defensive he goes. So early on, going up the hill. He's on the left-hand side of the circuit and just keeps on that left-hand side. But that allowed Johnny Herbert to maybe just sneak through and get the slingshot maneuver. He goes for it now. You can see he's right on the tailpiece. Watch for him to peel out down the mine shaft. Can they get side by side? Oh, he had to tap out of that one. Discretion, the better part of that, I'd say.
I would agree. Pagani still has the perfect line at the moment, and Herbert, all he can do is just keep in the toe and wait for an opportunity.
Oh, a big one
contact.
there.
Contact. Romanoli in the Jaguar.
Sini came through. Ramagnoli didn't see him. And Sini just tagged the back of the Jaguar, and that is both those cars in some serious problems. Ramagnoli in the Jaguar. See if he can get back on the track. Check the back left wheel,
back
dude.
left.
Oh, man. Is this a drifting competition?
Back left and right. No. He's trying to get...
that is game over. That Jaguar is, well, second hand. Let's put it that way.
There's no way. I mean, look at the right front as well, and you've got the back left.
Yeah, he's just crabbing along there because of the back left suspension braking.
Back to Pagani.
Herbert's lost a bit of ground now. I'm not quite sure why Pagani has got such a big gap on him. Herbert dropping back a little bit off Pagoli's time. So it's Herbert, then Ferrara, then Tom Biaggi. Watch Sini. Sini ran wide. Oh, that was all about Sini there. Ramagnoli didn't actually see him, and he thought he'd got the inside line on Sini. He came back, and Sini just tagged the back of him.
How is Sini, though? We haven't seen any pictures of Sini. Look at this. He looks like a crab at the moment. He'll get it back to the pits.
I can tell you somebody who can drive that car real well. Wade Van Zimmeren. He's about the only man who can get that car to drift around the circuit so well. Anyway, Johnny Herbert back on board with him into the S's, and he's on the back end of Pagani. Now, can Pagani keep this all together? Massimo Pagani going for second place in this championship. He wants to take that away from Ferrara. Has he done enough? No, I don't think he has. He'll take the victory. Ferrara now in third place should secure that second place overall in this championship.
Well, also, Greg, look how far Johnny Herbert has come from. I mean, he started off, you know, with the reverse grid at the 80s, driven through the field. There's been a few incidences with other cars. But if I look back into his first race, it took him about 7 to 8 laps to start making the move, which is kind of where we're at the moment. 14 minutes into this race and plus 1 lap, and Johnny Herbert starting to make a move again.
Ferrara and Biaggi, that was the championship battle we wanted to see in the first race, but unfortunately Biaggi just took it real easy and won it with the least amount of points required. But now he's going for a bit of spoilage, I think. It's M3 versus AMG C63, and Ferrara versus Biaggi in his first and second place in this championship. Right now, the second place man leading out the new champion.
Well, this is the first time that Ferrara and Biaggi have been introduced to each other in the same space or context of the race, because they were so far apart in the first. And right now, well, we've got the new reigning champion Biaggi, and then Ferrara. He'll want to chase down, maybe prove a point or so. Anyway, back on board, of course, it's with Herbert, and he's all over the goalie, coming under a lot of pressure at the moment into the fastest part of the racetrack, turn 1.
Johnny is looking pretty damn dangerous, I can tell you that much. He goes on the inside of Sunset, now runs wide. I don't think you can drive around the outside of Clubhouse, there's no way, but watch the slingshot maneuver. Herbert pulls wide, he'll pull out now and try and outdo Pagani into the S's. He makes a move into the S's, that'll take some big cojones. But he doesn't do it this time. He gets good drive to the S's. Let's see whether or not Pagani goes defensive once again at the top of the hill. Watch him peel onto the left-hand side of the track and not allow Johnny any room on the inside. Johnny sees him, goes very late, tries to go the inside. Pagani saw him coming and just said, no, not coming through there, Johnny. Find another way around, bud.
Actually, Pagani did drive very defensively, because he only takes a wider line into the front portion of West Bank, but he saw Herbert coming up behind him and made that car very, very wide. And Herbert's continuing to put pressure on Pagani. It's just a matter of time, or is he that focused, that driven, that he can keep Johnny Herbert at bay?
Well, let's see if Massimo can do it. Massimo Pagani, Johnny Herbert, battle for 1 and 2. Little clip of the curve going through there from Johnny Herbert. That would have did it too many times. Can damage the suspension on these cars pretty easily. Now they come out of the final corner. We are basically just under 12 minutes to go in the race. 12 minutes and 1 lap is what is still required. And across the line, you can see, oh, Herbert slowing up dramatic. Herbert's got a problem.
Yep.
Johnny Herbert's got a problem. Johnny Herbert has fallen back as we pick up on Bonamico. And he comes across the line into turn 2. You might be seeing Johnny Herbert pulling to the sideline. Ferrara has got through. He's now up in second. Biaggi is into third. Johnny Herbert is parked on the sideline in the pit exit. Oh no, can you believe that? Looking so good for a double, and Johnny Herbert is out.
That's motor racing as well. Let's also not forget the fact that, now, here's the question. I mean, we do know that Ferrara and Biaggi were carrying a weight ballast, success ballast, and if that championship is now finished, would that mean that they've taken away the ballast or the weight? I'm not quite sure that they would do that, because those are the only two cars that are running with ballast. Oh, look, Brendan
Orby's out.
Oh,
Brendan Orby's out as well, so South Africa's only hope in this race, unfortunately, not going to be finished in the second one. That's a big pity there, because he really had some good pace around the circuit. But I think a little bit of damage to that Chevrolet Lumina has cost him an opportunity of getting onto the podium. So that's it for Brendan Orby's day. I'm sure he's had fun in the car, though. I'm sure he'd like to go and have some more fun. But that means Pigoli is going to have a very comfortable margin over second place Ferrara.
Well, the small is certainly getting smaller and smaller in the field. Of course, we lost Orby in the first race, as well as Campolari and Campidelli. Simone Campidelli having really bad luck. Right now, though, Biaggi, of course, he's putting pressure. Ferrara just ahead of him as well. So you've got BMW and Mercedes.
Mercedes-Benz 1 and 2 at this stage, with Pigoli leading Ferrara second, Biaggi the man in third. That is the BMW in battle here for second and third place. And looking pretty good is Biaggi. I can tell you, Tom Biaggi probably wants to outdo Ferrara and just say to him, this is how we rub salt in the wounds. The Carl boys are going mad on the sideline, saying, come on, get that Mercedes-Benz flying. They really have put in a massive effort. Ferrara has got onto the podium once today. Hopefully he can get onto the podium twice. Maybe Tom Biaggi might have a little something up his sleeve.
Just under 10 minutes to go, and a lap on top of that, and the field is starting to thin out a little bit. Getting some cooler temperatures here in Johannesburg, South Africa, and the tyres having to work overtime right now to keep the heat in them.
Alberto Cola is the man that we haven't really seen much of, but all of a sudden he's into the top four. He is in the Hop Mobile Audi Italia team. The first of the Audis on the road is in fourth place. That is Cola, but a good drive from him. Dionisio, his teammate, out after 7 laps. Tramontossi is also out after 6 laps. Bossi's out. Ramagnola's out after the tap between himself and the Mercedes-Benz, the Afsini. Jimmy Orby, I beg your pardon. Brandon Orby is out. And of course, Johnny Herbert on the last lap, pulling onto the sideline. So we're now sitting with 8 cars on track.
Michaela Cerruti is 2 places better than her first outing, so currently lying in 8th. Just had a really quick lap on 152.958, so she's not dead and buried. She's commentator's curse there, Mr. Steve Bishop. Michaela Cerruti has put it into the kitty litter. Oh, what a pity, man. That's it. That's how it goes, dude. What can you say? Cerruti just getting it wrong, and I think, you know what, to be honest, I spoke to the Superbike guys after their final race. There is so much oil out there, but you can slip and slide at any point on the circuit. And I think the guys that haven't gone out have just been very lucky. You know, and if I got, say, 1 cent or 1 penny for every time that we spoke about a car, and then the next moment it comes up, we'd be rich people.
It works that way, unfortunately, dude. That's how it goes. Right across the line, completing another lap now. We're into 8 minutes and 1 lap to go. As they've crossed the line, Biaggi still in third place, the BMW. Mercedes-Benz of Massimo Pigoli and Luigi Ferrara, they're in second. So that man's teammate is in the kitty litter. That is the silver and pink car of Michaela Cerruti. So we're down to 7. The magnificent 7 are here to ride at Kyalami.
No change in the leadership. CD in 5th. Capillari, who's finally going to finish this race, hopefully. I don't want to put another curse on these drivers. We've set it up. It's not really in a dangerous position there, so I don't think that we're going to be getting any flags. So, Battle Royale continues. Pigoli, Ferrara, Biaggi, and Cola. Cini's in there, Capillari. Cerruti still circulating. She was at 8, but unfortunately she's now out, and we're losing cars hand over fist here.
Having a look at the best lap so far. Alberto Cola's just put in a hot lap of 151.3. So he's the fastest man out there. We're on board with him at the moment, closing down pretty rapidly on that Mercedes-Benz BMW M3 battle. The M3 tried to go up the inside there. Here comes Cola. And this is where the Audi's going to have a little bit of an edge over the rest of the cars. Remember, he runs a quattro system on that RS4. So the 4-wheel drive might help him out a little bit over the rear-wheel drive Mercedes-Benz and M3.
Well, at the moment, it might look like there's a huge big gap between Pigoli and Ferrara, but believe you me, it's only 1.6 seconds. Biaggi is putting some pressure down on Ferrara and probably thinking to himself, well, if I'm going to do this, I better get the hurry up right now. There's not too much time to go. 6 minutes 24 left in the race, plus we had 1 lap onto that. So everything to fight for at the moment, Greg, but no change in Pagoli. Doesn't seem to be under pressure. Looks like we could be doing a nice little battle for 2nd and 3rd, and possibly 4th.
Just over 6 minutes to go with 1 lap after that, so about 7.5 minutes of racing still here at Kyalami. Race 2 of Superstars. And of course, here on your World of Champions Supersport, bringing you all the action live from Kyalami. Onto the braking markers up into turn 3. Mercedes-Benz is 1 and 2, but the quickest man out there is this man, Alberto Cola, the Audi RS4. Has he got what it takes to get past those Mercedes-Benzes? And of course, the lone BMW of our new champion. And well, I think he's got it. Just to be serious, he is all over the back of the BM like a very bad rash. And I think Biaggi is concerned now. Look how defensive he's driving. He's not trying to attack Ferrara. He now has to go on to defensive to keep the Audi out.
Well, while he's doing that as well, I mean, you've got the likes of Cola, Cini, Capillari are there waiting to pounce. He can only drive so defensively. And I'll tell you what, it's going to cause the rest of the cars in 3rd, 4th, 5th to come into play.
Right, up onto West Bank. And once again, Biaggi looks on the inside. Ferrara closes the door, but he gets through. He gets his nose through. Look at that, on board with Cola, and Ferrara might get past him as well. Ferrara alongside, Cola alongside. We've got 2 onboard shots here. It is Ferrara. Cola's on the inside. Alberto Cola looking for a way through. Can he get past? No, he can't. Ferrara's got the inside line, and he will go very defensive and keep the door firmly shut on Alberto Cola. But he now has to worry because Cola seems to have a bit more drive than Ferrara does.
Well, he's been given a sniff, hasn't he? And of course, when any racing driver gets a sniff, they all of a sudden believe that they can do it. They've got the machinery. This is not done and dusted at the moment. I tell you, Ferrara's under a lot of pressure right now. Cola's found something here. Maybe the tyres are lasting a little bit better. We can only surmise what's going on there, but it is a tight battle. Our leadership as they go through the start-finish line with approximately 4 minutes and 14 seconds on the lap. Pagoli, Biaggi, Ferrara, Cola, Cini. Those are the 3 to watch. Ferrara, Cola and Cini. That's where I think we could actually have some ugly problems.
Yeah, they come across the line now, and well, Ferrara and Cola are definitely in over the chance. They'd like to get up there, and of course now that Biaggi's got through on Ferrara, he's closed the gap down. Here's a move. Cola goes very wide, coming out. He got good drive. He got blocked slightly by Ferrara's Mercedes-Benz. AMG C63, RS4 and M3. That is the battle. BMW, Mercedes-Benz and Audi, the powerhouses of German motoring at the front end of an Italian Superstars.
Well, it just doesn't only happen on the international stage. We get those same names thrown into the mix here in South Africa as well. The manufacturers have always got something to prove. Look at this. Driving defensive, Pagola. I'll tell you what, Biaggi was having a look there. I think that he thinks that he can still make this happen and walk away with a win here. But I'll tell you what, Pagoli is having to make it very wide. Look how wide he goes. Biaggi goes on the inside, and he might just get him here.
Deja vu.
Oh, yes, he's giving him a bit of a run.
From somewhere? Yes, indeed. Look at that. Oh, someone's gone wide there. Look at all the kitty litter on the sideline. Someone ran wide out of West Bank and pulled some dirt onto the circuit. The champion has got to the front, and Biaggi leads out. So it's Biaggi from Pagoli. Cola's got through as well on Ferrara. So changing all the way through. Here comes Cola on Pagoli. Can he get through? Yes, he can. Hot Mobile Audi RS4 moves into 2nd place. Pagoli's down to 3rd and possibly down to 4th as Ferrara goes through and gets him as well.
Absolutely fantastic. What
Ferrara runs wide though. Oh man, Ferrara just chucked it away all on his own. Coming out of turn 13, he got it completely wrong and loses that position. So, a change in the lead. Our champion is at the front. Behind him comes Cola. Then it's Pagoli behind Pagoli. A massive effort there from Ferrara, but has now gone right down to 4th.
I am a bit concerned at the moment, Greg, because I thought I saw something mechanical. Could have been some bodywork, something that came off just outside the exit of turn 13. It could be my imagination, but I think something...
There's a bit of bodywork there, because he went a little bit wide, and it might have been some of the previous cars that have left some stuff out there that he's spilled onto the circuit. So now a change up at the front. As you've seen, Biaggi's got to the front. He is the champion, and he's now going for the final victory to stamp his approval on his championship win in the first race. 2nd place is the Audi of Alberto Cola. Pagoli and Ferrara are the 2 Mercedes-Benz fighting for the final position on the podium.
Leader at the moment at only 2 seconds in front. Cola putting the pressure on. Pagoli And look where Ferrari is. He's got to make this. He was there in the pound seat. City still in the mix. Capillari, Taruti, well, she's out. Herman's out. Orby's out. Romanani's out. Bossi's in the pits. Who else? Dioniski is...
Well, we started with 16 cars.
Well, look at this.
Just give you an indication, we've got 7 left. 9 cars are in pit lane or stranded on the Kyalami Grand Prix circuit. So back up at West Bank corner one more time. Mercedes-Benz, unfortunately, were leading out for a long, long time, and basically since the start of the race, but have now been outdone by the might of BMW M3. But it's not over yet. Alberto Cola has still got the fastest lap out there. He did it on lap 9. He can get into the 52s. He's done that. On the last lap, he got down to a 52.9. So he's only about 0.7 of a second off the pace of Biaggi. And if Biaggi makes a mistake somewhere, Cola is going to pounce.
Notice how these cars are using every single centimetre of this racetrack and then some.
Cini and Capillari, those are for the final pieces on the circuit, and they're going to try and pick up those pieces in 5th and 6th place. Cini comes into the final corner. Capillari's out in front of him. It's another Mercedes-Benz and BMW panel. The 6 and 7 on the road, they cross the line. And, these guys really are just fighting for a little bit of pride in the final race of the season.
So no change. Biaggi out in front, and the leader has got it all to do, really. And if he keeps doing what he's doing at the moment, there shouldn't be any surprises or problems for him. A nice way to cap off what will be a wonderful day for him and his team here in sunny South Africa and at our...
So there you see confirmation of the time. Yep. Biaggi 2.082 seconds ahead of Cola. Cola right behind him is Pigoli. He's still about 4.6 seconds off that. And it's Capillari in 5th, Cini and Bonamico. Those are your top 8. The last cars out there, or the top 7 I should say. 7 cars on the road still. This is Ferrara. You can see we are going to be in for a great dance between these guys. Heading up towards the probably the final lap, because we've run out of time. So when they cross the line, we should get the 1 lap to go board. Hopefully this time the right way, because remember the last time they gave us the 1 lap to go and it was actually 2 laps to go.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see Ferrara in that Mercedes. 3rd gear going up and then changing into 4th just before he gets to the top of that shaft, and then down 2 gears. Really gets that car swirling all over the place on top of the West Bank shaft.
To be very honest with you, Steve, having a look at those onboard shots and seeing the way the cars are moving around, the circuit has really taken some strain here today. You can see there's oil, there's dirt, you can see the rubber on the track from all the various racing that's taken place today. These guys are hanging on for dear life, and the Michelin tires that they're running are saying, no more. We can't take this kind of punishment. They really have battled. Look at this. Watch this from this onboard. Look at the way the car squirrels coming out of that turn 14. Now as they go through turn 1, hopefully we stay on board here with Ferrara. As he comes through, just watch how the car starts to slide. There he goes across. Now here's where you got to watch it. Look at that. The back end is stepping out. He is working that car. He's feeding the steering wheel. He's running wide over the oil patch that was there earlier on. And man, these guys are really working hard for their money today.
I'm also very surprised. I mean, it's the first time that we've seen those onboard shots of Pigoli as well. And the fact that he's actually braking as he's coming out of the first...
Problem with the gearbox, yeah. He can't...
Oh, lost it.
Did he get into 4th? Oh, he's got it into 4th gear. I think he's lost 3rd. I think he's probably lost 3rd gear there. He's going to have to nurse that car home.
Doesn't sound well out of Sunset into Clubhouse. They'll start to attack those 2 S's here at Kyalami. But he seems to have got that back on the track. We don't know, sitting from our commentary points, whether he has lost a gear or not.
Well, it could be the clutch as well. He might have a clutch slipping there. He's in 3rd. He's still got 3rd, so it could be the clutch that's slipping a little bit. Maybe he's cooked it a bit over the racing. He's been up and down the field almost all day. But there's only about 5 corners to go when they get up to the top here. This is turn 9. He's got to 4th.
Into 4th. Top of 4th. He'll change down 2. We'll go around there in 2nd. Gets it all squirrely. Look at that. He doesn't seem to have a problem, so maybe he could have just missed a gear. We're not quite sure.
Well, we're on board with him, and we saw there was definitely a problem with the car. He's fallen off the pace of Pigoli, so he's not going to be on the podium for the final race. He got a podium at the first one. That honour is going to go to Biaggi, Cola and Pigoli if nothing happens over these last couple of corners. Down into 2nd and into the bowl. Here is our leader coming into the final corner. Tom Biaggi, the newly crowned champion, stamps his authority on Italian superstars and makes sure that everybody knows that this championship was all about Tom Biaggi.
Checkered flag goes out, Biaggi gets it, fantastic result, well done, crowned the Superstars champion, and he wins the 2nd race to boot. As you quite rightly said, he has certainly stamped his authority on it, but the field absolutely decimated. there it is. Biaggi, confirmed BMW, 170 points. And behind him, Ferrara. And third place, Pagoli, Kohler, the Audi RS4. So fantastic result. 11th, the Castellio, who wasn't here. Papini wasn't here. Calderola wasn't here. A lot of the drivers, Greg, didn't make the trip to South Africa simply from a cost point of view, who felt that they weren't in any kind of position to win a championship or change the initial outcome that they felt they were in, and decided to throw caution to the wind rather than spend the money coming to South Africa. Yeah,
the nice thing about that, of course, is that there's normally fields of 20, 25 cars. We had 16. They were very competitive, and we had a great race here. And once again, a big thanks to Superstars for coming out to South Africa, making us their final port of call in the Italian and International Superstars Championship. We look forward to seeing them once again back at Kyalami. And hopefully 2011 is going to be just as exciting as what we've seen here this year. Great thanks once again to Kyalami, to Blue IQ, to Neo Africa, and to Supersport, and of course everybody involved.